everyone. Welcome to my course Entrepreneurial Software Development and Management, that is ESDM. I am Professor Poonam Shinde, Assistant Professor at IT Department. Today we are going to study one of the most important topics in software engineering, that is requirement engineering. Before writing even a single line of code, we must clearly understand what the customer actually wants. This is entire process of understanding, documenting and managing customer needs is called requirement engineering. So let's see requirement engineering in detail. So in today's lecture we are going to see what is exactly a requirement engineering is, then what are the different tasks we have in requirement engineering, and what is requirement or analysis modeling. Yes, so first of all, what is requirement engineering is? So requirement engineering is a systematic process of identifying, analyzing and documenting, validating and managing a software requirements. Yes, and it acts as a bridge between customer and the developer. So requirement engineering is important because it helps to avoid a misunderstanding between customer and developer. If requirements are wrong or incomplete, the entire software may get fail even if the coding is perfect. So that's why requirement engineering is most important topic of software engineering. Yes, so requirement engineering consists of 7 major tasks. So these are the 7 major tasks we have. First one is inception, second one is elicitation, then we have elaboration, then negotiation, specification, validation and requirement management. So these tasks are performed step by step to ensure clarity and correctness. So the task we'll see this task one by one. Yes, so first of all we'll see what exactly inception means. Yes, so in this stage the requirement engineers ask basic and fundamental questions such as what is the problem, who are the users, then what is the expected solution for your problem. So here the main goal is to understand the problem and define the overall scope of the system. Yes, so in this task by asking the question and by setting the set of questions, we understand the problem and evaluate the proper solution for it. Then when we ask a question to the customer, so it collaborate with the relationship between the customer and developer. So developer and customer decide the overall scope and nature of the question. So inception also help in building a good relationship between customer and developer. So next we are going to see next task is elicitation. Yes, so what is elicitation? So elicitation focuses on gathering requirements from stakeholders like customers, end users, managers and domain experts. However, elicitation is not easy, so and has 3 major problems. So you can see here elicitation having a 3 major problems, that is problem of scope, problem of understanding and problem of volatility. So first is the problem of scope, where the customer provide unnecessary technical details instead of system goals. Second problem is problem of understanding, where there is a miscommunication between customer and developer may happen. Then third problem is of volatility, where requirements keep changing over time by customer side or from customer side. Hence, the elicitation requires strong communication skills, and it requires a strong communication between customer and your developer. Yes, so third we are going to see what exactly elaboration means and negotiation means. So we'll see. So first of all, we'll see what is elaboration. So elaboration is the stage where the gathered requirements are defined and expanded. Yes, so it main task of elaboration is developing a pure model and prototype of software or system using some functions, features and constraint. So elaboration helps us to understand how the system will work internally and externally, because in this task we develop a models and prototype using system functions and some constraints. So this stage converts unclear requirements in a well structured form. Next is negotiation. Yes, so in negotiation, software engineers and stakeholders discuss and decides the how will the project will be achieved with the limited business sources. Yes, so they discuss which requirements can realistically be implemented, since the resources such as time, budget and manpower are limited. All requirements cannot be accepted. Here requirements are prioritized and development cost is estimated and delivery time is finalized. So the goal is to achieve a balance between customer expectations and business constraints done in negotiation task. So our next stage is specification. So in the specification stage, the requirement engineer prepare a formal document known as a software requirement specification, like SRS, which we have seen in previous video. If you want to know more detail about SRS, you can see a previous video also. Yes, so this document contains functional requirements, non-functional requirements, then behavioral requirements. Yes, then the requirements are documented using both textual plus graphical formats. So the SRS act as a reference for the designer, developer and tester. So basically specification, in specification we do a SRS documentation part. Here all the software requirements are specified in this in a formal method, or it formalized in both graphical and textual format. Yes, so next we are going to see what exactly a validation means. So validation, yes, so the validation ensures that the requirements documented in the SRS are correct and complete. So this is done through formal technical reviews involving software engineers, customers and stakeholders. Validation answers a very important question: are we building a right software? Yes, so error found at this stage are cheaper to fix compared to the later stages. That's why validation is very important stage, where we do the validation and find out the errors. Yes, so next task or last stage is requirement management. Yes, so requirement management is continuous process that runs throughout a project. It helps in identifying, tracking or controlling change in requirements. So it helps in each requirements is assigned a unique ID, and requirement traceability table is created. This table helps to track a requirement across features, sources, subsystem and interfaces. So here in requirement management, the most important part is requirement traceability table. Yes. Now we are moving to the analysis and requirement modeling. So what exactly a requirement modeling is? So requirement modeling basically help us to understand the system before actual development starts. So just like a physical models are used in construction, software models helps visualize the system. So there are two types of models. We have requirement models and design model. So requirement models are also called as a analysis model. It represents customer requirements by depicting the software in three different domains. So first domain is information domain, then we have functional model domain, and we have behavioral domain. So information domain describes the data and functional domain describes the system operations, where the behavioral domain describes the system behavior in response to the event. So together these domains give a complete view of your software system. Now, why requirement modeling and analysis modeling is important? Why we need this? So requirement modeling is important because it helps in creating simple and understandable representation of the system. So attempt to produce a simplest model that will describe the problem or the software, and it build the model in such a way that makes them unable to change. So models should be easy to modify, adaptable and purpose driven. It adapt the models, you can develop the system and we get a feedback as soon as you can. Early feedback from stakeholders, customers helps to reduce errors and misunderstanding. That's why we require a analysis modeling, or we can call it as a requirement modeling. So let us quickly check the understanding with the short quiz. So first question is, which of the following is the first task in requirement engineering? A. Elicitation, B. Inception, C. Elaboration and D. Validation. So any guesses? What will be the right answer? Yes. So correct answer is option B, inception. Next question is, which task involves developing models and prototypes? So developing models and prototypes using system functions and constraints is done in which task? Options are A. Negotiation, B. Specification, C. Elaboration and D. Validation. Yes, what will be the answer, students? Correct, it is elaboration. So last question is, which task focuses mainly on gathering requirements from stakeholder? Option A, inception, B, elicitation, C, elaboration, D, specification. Yes, that is elicitation. Right answer. Yes. To conclude, requirement engineering plays a crucial role in software development. Clear requirements lead to better design, efficient development and successful software. Remember students, the more you learn, the more you grow. Thank you so much.